Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Hope everyone's weekend was good. Americans, happy 4th of July again. Happy Independence Day. I don't know why it didn't play. It's literally set up right now.
The Geegler.
There we go. Fixed it. Fixed it. Why was it kind of low? It looked like it was slid down a little. Can't moved it. I moved it. Oh, I see, I see. My alerts got moved a little. There we go. They're centered again. Okay, there we go. There we go. Anyway, happy Independence Day. Happy Freedom Weekend and all that. Non-Americans, whatever. You guys don't have this holiday, but for us, yeah. Hope it was good. to the person whose messages, you keep getting a message that says that your message keeps getting blocked. You can't at me. It's auto-modded out. That's all. The mods didn't physically do it. We made it so that people can't at me because I found that people would just use it to highlight their message all the time to try to make me read their message over other people's, and I don't like when people try to treat themselves as like, my message is more important right now, so I'm going to at you so it gets highlighted. You know what I mean? I don't think most people are thinking that way. It's just that there are some people that abuse the fuck out of it, so we just blocked it for everyone. That's all. That's all. It was really sorry, Beauty. It was just a couple of bad eggs that kept like spamming, and we would get them consistently enough that we had to do the thing. If you ever see like there's like a weird quirk of the chat like that, you're like, oh, I can't at her, like things like that. I guarantee you it's because some people did some stupid shit, you know, and they ruined it for you. you know. Yes, if we won't talk about political shit here, but hey, regardless of anything that's going on in the world, you could have a good day. You can eat food, you can hang out with friends, and you can celebrate what you care about. So, you know, we had a good old time. I went in a pool for the first time in forever. It's been so long. It's been so long. I've been in like little tubs and things, but not like a proper pool in I don't know how long. I think since like before I got sick. I think the last time I like, not that I've dipped in a pool, but the last time I've like been able to actually go out and swim in any way was yeah, like a year before my surgery and prior. I haven't swam in a pool since then, so it's been years. I don't know, because when I got sick, I really like that summer I could not be in a pool. I didn't have the mobility for that, and then afterward I was still sick and shit, so you know. So it's just nice, man. It was nice. Swimming is number one physical activity for real. I agree. It's goated. Insanely good for you. Insanely good. 10 days till National Day here in France, you said, so no special stuff. Oh, so it's actually pretty close to ours. Pretty close. How bad is your sunburn? I have no sunburn. I did not get sunburned. I spent the day in the sun, in the water and everything, and I didn't really get sunburnt. I think people have this image of me that like because I don't go outside, I'd be like a gets red as a lobster Andy, but I don't. I don't really. Um, I feel like I've been having a better time with the sun in recent years. I don't know. I've always had a bit of a sun allergy. Like I get a rash from it. That's gotten worse and worse. But I find when I'm in the pool and I'm constantly cooling down my skin, I have an easier time with it. So I think literally the temperature affects it heavily. So if I'm in the pool, it hasn't been as bad, but I have to be like in the water a lot. If I'm like out of it and it's reflecting up at me, then I might get sun poisoning in 2 minutes and die. But you know, you know, you get rashes near your elbows. I get it all over. I get it's mostly from the sun, and then the heat exacerbates it. I think I just also get heat rash, and the two together, I just end up like dying. Were you still buoyant? Yeah, I was fine with that. Did your swimming rain good, or did it get rusty? My body is rusty. I can't physically do things I used to be able to do. So like, to be fully candid, like yeah, no, I could physically make the motions just fine, but like as far as like I could do it properly, right? I could do it textbook properly, but I'm still getting my like entire body back in every way. That's just how it is, man. You're not doing laps? No, I have a lot of issues with when I say issues, I don't mean ongoing health issues. I just mean like it takes a really long time to build up, but my heart health and stuff. Yeah, my stamina is just very, very, very low. It's a lot better than it was. I used to walk up stairs, like a normal set of stairs, and like be out of breath when I was having like major health issues. Rev, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. I was sorry for the rating at this time. I was just talking about my health issues. I was talking about swimming. People were asking questions, but yeah, I used to not be able to walk up my stairs one flight kind of thing, like anywhere, and just like be okay. I would be like out of breath because of my heart health tanking from all of my stuff. But now I can run up and down a flight of stairs a little bit and like not die. So that's good. I used to be able to just run up 10 flights of stairs, just like I used to be able to do that. So I'm at an okay point. I just would like to be at a really good point. I want to get my stamina back. Anyway, thank you for the raid. Hope stream was good. Hope it was wonderful. How do you feel about rowing machines? They're the greatest. They're the best. If you're going into a gym and you can only pick one thing forever, for me, it would be the rowing machine. Like if I could only do one workout, it's swimming, rowing machine, or squats. One of those three. That's it. That's it. But God, it's so good. It's so good. It trains everything. It trains everything. And if you can't bring yourself to be like a big gym Andy, you don't want to learn much about the gym, just swim and row and go hiking and you're going to be fine. You're going to be doing great. Rowing on the water ruin machines for you? Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice, right? Not much opportunity to do it depending on where you live, though, 2 minutes and you're done. It's really, really tough. But that's why it's so good. It's a full body exercise. It gets you dying, like heart rate up, breath just completely short, using every muscle in your body. It's very dynamic. So I find it's really good. If you do some rowing and then you go out and you hike, I mean, you don't need to do much else. Obviously, if you have specific body goals and you're like, oh, I want to grow this muscle, then yeah, you have to do a specific thing. But if your goal is just be a little healthier, get in shape, just row, man. Just row or swim. That's the way. More hype for Superman or Fantastic Four? No. Not a hater. I just I don't do movies very much. I was never really that into that. I like some movies, obviously. But I don't keep up with shit. I kind of just watch stuff if they like fall into my lap. Like if I'm scrolling on Netflix and I already finished a season of a show I wanted to watch and I'm like, what do I watch now? And then it's like, do you want to watch Dune? I'll be like, I guess I'll watch Dune. You know, like I don't. Does that make sense? I'll watch movies, but not because I seek them out. Does that make sense? That's how I do it. Yeah, they happen to me. Exactly. Hi, Joel. How are you, Joel? I just don't, man. I don't even dislike them. My brain just doesn't sit around and go like, I want to watch a movie. That doesn't occur to me. You know? Zammy, thank you for the tier 3 for 38 months. Jesus. Thank you, thank you. Nix, thank you for 3 months of Prime. And Ryan, thank you for 11 months. Joel. I want more Night Rain, Zaddy. You can have whatever you want, Joel. You can have whatever you want, baby girl. Whatever you like. Jumping off the edge of the planet. It is flat. You can't, though, because there's the ice shelf. Don't forget. The mountains will block you, Joel. You can't get off. Said you love movies, but you haven't really been watching much recently. You think they're in a slump with a few exceptions. I think that's kind of why I fell off of them. Years ago, I did watch more. I didn't really go out to the movies because that cost money and I didn't have money. But I would watch things when they were beyond that lifespan of being in the theaters. And I would enjoy them, but I just don't like them as much anymore. But I was also always a comedy Andy, right? I just wanted comedy movies always. And I think the lack of good comedy movies is very scary. They're not good anymore. Like, they're just not. And when there's one good one, it becomes the only good comedy movie for the next 2 years. And that's... comedy in general is, like, dying. I don't know. There are some things that are still good, but Mel Brooks will save us. Hey, Spaceballs 2 is on its way, and, you know, he's still alive, so we'll see. But the thing is, I think the world is really afraid of a lot of things right now. I mostly blame the internet. A lot of stuff you can't say because you'll offend a small portion of people or whatever. And the thing is, I'm glad that we moved in that direction somewhat, because there are some things that really should have been gotten rid of, right? There's certain jokes we shouldn't have been making. And, like, I agree, you know? But at the same time, there are a lot of things that I don't think we needed to get rid of. I think we've gone a little too far in that direction. But then on top of that, when you write a character in a movie and they make a really off-color joke, whatever, the character is making the joke, right? The character, it doesn't matter who wrote it. The point is you're portraying a character making the joke, and you're supposed to be like, that guy's an asshole, right? You can't just sit there and clutch your pearls at hearing the thing. You need to look at the character, and if the character is written in a way where they make this really bad joke and you're supposed to be like, I don't like that guy, then good, it did its purpose. It's okay for them to put that joke in the movie. It's not like every joke that exists in a movie is saying, like, this is cool to say. You know what I mean? Yeah, they taken it out of character, exactly. But I think people are afraid regardless, because people started attacking, like, writers of jokes. So no one wants to, like, do that. But I thought, I don't know, even back in the day when a character would make a joke that was, like, kind of bad, I felt a lot of the time, like, maybe this is just me, but I would watch those things and I would be like, wow, that guy's a piece of shit, right? I wouldn't hear that joke and be like, haha, that's so funny to say. I should say that too, Lamau. I wouldn't, you know, like, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, wow, that guy doesn't get the world. Haha, what an idiot. And that's how the person was portrayed. And I feel like you can't, like, I don't know, it makes it harder to do character portrayal of, like, negative traits. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know. I hate my wife. She's the old ball and chain type humor. Yeah, and the thing is, like, there are a lot of real people that say shit like that, especially older people. So if you want to write a character saying that, I think it's okay to write a character saying that if the character is an older person, you're supposed to hear that and be like, ugh, you know? But people won't even write that into a character. They'll have him sit there and be like, I love my wife, I'm a perfect dad. And I'm like, I think we see more of it in cartoons nowadays, not in movies. Because if you write a cartoon character saying a thing, people will be like, oh, it's just a character. But then when it's an actor, you know, I don't know. There is still some of it. There's still some of it, but not enough, man. Do you prefer long TV ads or short mobile ads? I don't have any preference. They all suck. They all suck. Yeah, so you said some people want to cancel the villain doing bad things. I'm like, that's the villain. They're not presenting these traits as positive. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, right? You have to take the context into account. Django Unchained was great because everyone was committed to the character, shifty or not. Yeah, and it was also a portrayal. Like, those people weren't being like that just to be like that. It was a portrayal of the time, right? Like, they were trying to show some accuracy of, like, there were people like this. We're writing about a guy like this at this time, and he said shit like this. And he wasn't portrayed as, like, so cool for everything he said, right? It was just showing the dude, and they were like, this is a portrayal of this guy. Right? And then, like, that was it. And then there were people that were angry about it. And I was like, I have this other take. I feel like when you censor everything horrifically, Joel's being ironic for the record. But when you censor everything horrifically, I feel like what happens is you make it so that people act like this shit doesn't happen. Does that make sense? Like, you make it not real. And then when they see something in person, they are, instead of just clocking it and immediately being like, I'm going to confront this, that's not okay or whatever. Instead, thing happens in front of them and they're stun locked. And they're like, oh, could you believe that? And they're just like, you know what I mean? I feel like, or they ignore it and they're like, that person's an anomaly. I've never seen or heard that before. So I'm just going to ignore it. That person must be crazy. Right? Yeah, they get disconnected from the reality of it. Whereas instead, I'm like, if you see portrayals of this, then when it happens in front of you, because things will inevitably happen in front of you, then you can immediately clock it. You're more prepared to be like, I can react to this now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a little too sheltering. So I feel like everything in humanity, even the negative, should be portrayed in some way, right? I don't know. People don't understand period pieces anymore. Yeah, I think enough people do. It's a mixed bag. I think what happens is the average person does kind of get it. But then there's a loud group of people on the internet that are pissed. Does that make sense? Like, I think realistically, the world is not as shitty as people think. The people of the world are not as awful as people think or whatever. It's more that certain voices are very loud and exacerbated, you know? And that kind of makes your perception of how people are really skewed. So a movie comes out and someone doesn't like the casting choice and they post about it. Their one tweet gets so much engagement because so many people are agreeing or disagreeing in the comments or whatever, you know, in the replies. And then people, they get this idea in their head. They're like, oh, so many people are disagreeing with this. Or someone will write an article and quote this one tweet and put it in a reputable paper, quote unquote. And they'll be like, people are saying this. And by people, they mean like one guy and 10 replies. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Shit's so skewed. You hate inflammation bait. Yeah, and shitification. It's just where we are. Josh, thank you for the tier 3, by the way. That's just where we are in the world at this point. That's where we are in time and, yeah, in the information age. And yeah, many people are saying this. Yeah. Exactly. You said you feel like it's gotten harder to drown out the loud minority instead of being able to listen to the quieter minority. Hatred fuels the internet, and that's what makes money. Every site, every algo at this point kind of just rewards baseline engagement no matter what. Whether it's an accurate representation of anything, whether it's real or anything like that. I think the only thing that we have that is a redemption to that is that Twitter does have community notes. You can get community noted. So if someone posts something that's blatantly untrue and it's got 500,000 likes, you know, people can still community note that and it gets kind of fact checked. They can still be used maliciously, but usually like enough people will see it that they'll make sure that that's correct. But that is it. You know, that's like the only thing I've seen. I don't know. I guess you do have Reddit with upvoting and downvoting, but even then, that's always so skewed, so incredibly skewed, and anyone can make bots to just up and downvote stuff, and you know, like that doesn't quite work. It works on paper. I don't know. Ooh, Taka, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Appreciate it. Even thumbs down on YouTube counts the same as thumbs up in terms of their engagement algo. Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew this. Yeah, if you like or dislike a video on YouTube, it's +1 engagement. It doesn't matter if it's up or down. It's +1 engagement. Boom, it gets boosted a little. More people are engaging with this video. Let's show it to more people, right? They disliked it enough that they clicked the button. There you go, you know? Yeah, I like what this person said. You said if 98% of people agree on something, in a group of 100, the two people disagreeing won't find one another. On the internet, they will. Yeah. I've heard like a quote kind of like that. Yeah, it's exactly what it is, right? Like every little freak can find their fellow freaks on the internet, which is good and bad, right? I don't know why it's not playing the TTS. It looks like it's set up and working. I'm closing and reopening. I'll try to fix it. Most of big subreddits suck. 90% reposts or rage bait. Yeah. Reddit's fully dead, fully gone. They're you can use it for informational stuff occasionally, but you know, it very little, like tech questions maybe. YouTube is far gone. Even Google's search results and everything. There's a lot of weird shit there. I don't know, man. It's not good. But for small hobbies. Yeah, subreddits and stuff. I agree. 80% of the time Google's AI answer is wrong. It's bad. It's so bad. Huh? Your 3D printing subreddit has been subsumed by horny posting? Really? In a 3D printing forum? Oh. How so? Are they just making like titty models and stuff? What are they doing? Oh no, link it so we can block it. People posting booby statues. Yeah, typical. Sounds about right. And this is why it's, you know, it's nice to have like moderation, like people. I think this is why streaming is doing so well right now. And people argue like, oh no, it's not. It has its ups and downs, whatever. I think one of the reasons that's more unspoken that streaming grew so much is because it's run by people. Okay, we have a streamer who's a person. Not always, but usually. I know there are like 3 AI creators that are known or whatever, but they all have people behind them that are actively running it, you know? But pretty much everyone is a person or directly managed by a person. And then you have mods in the chat who are people, right? And yeah, maybe there will be some bots in the comments and in the chat, whatever, saying things. But for the most part, number one, people who are trained to do this can kind of sniff them out. That's number one. Number two, just we have people's brains and hands in the moderation, right? And it's just, it feels like a more real space. And I think that's why people are like really gravitating towards streamers, right? Because it's just, And YouTubers as well. YouTubers as well. It's just the live interaction is what people really crave. But and that's why I like streaming, because I feel like I like being on the internet. I like doing stuff on the internet, but there's so much of the internet. There's so much space that just like it feels dystopian, and I don't want to be on it. You know, I just don't want that. I don't want that. AI clippers nipping at the edges, though. I know it's really bad. I haven't really got by them so far, but it's bad. The thumbnails are the worst, man. The thumbnails are so bad. They're awful. Some of them I think aren't AI clippers. I think they just have a really good automated process to pull clips, and it's still a person, but they say they're AI so that like no one's going after a human. I think some of them are lying, or they're using AI to like do their subtitles. So everyone goes, "Oh, the whole channel's run by AI," but it's like not. That's what I think. But that's my guess. I don't know. I don't know. YouTube has a do not recommend channel button. I use it a lot. A lot. We're watching Mouse, which was talking about that AI video, which was just an advertisement for water. No, I heard about this from another spot, though. I did. Using AI to do subtitles when editing is actually so good, it saves so much time. I think there's nothing wrong with it if you then, like, go over and proofread a little. Like, I genuinely don't think it's a problem to use it as a tool to have it, like, try and... Because it's not even, like... Okay, the thing is, it's not AI when it's just speech to text. Right? It's not complex AI. It's not replacing someone's job. It's taking an editor who needs to take 20 hours to do subtitling on an hour-long video and instead making it take 15 minutes. That person is still doing that job if they're doing a good job. Some people just press a button and let it go. Those people need to fucking figure their shit out, okay? Because there's so many errors. But a lot of people will just take the speech to text, look at it, be like, okay, let me fix these errors, whatever, and you know, they're still doing some work on it. I approve of that, honestly. I think that's fine. But when they just press the button and they're like, do my subtitles for me, and then they ship it without even looking over it, it's so shitty. It's so shitty. Sometimes the subtitles are so incredibly wrong. And the problem is when you have subtitles, people will screenshot videos and they'll send it to people. They'll post it around. And people will just look at it and be like, they said that in that video. So if it ever says anything a little unfortunate, it's over. To this day, I have people refer to like some videos of mine where there are subtitles. It does me on the screen with subtitles underneath me. And all of my videos have this. And people will screenshot things and post them around and be like, I can't believe she said this. It's not even me saying it half the time. You'll see like the subtitle color will be like referring to a different person in the video. But they'll still just look at that and they'll be like, she said this thing or whatever. And I'm like, and it's not even like ultra dramatic or crazy. But it's just like a quote from someone else and they're like, oh, she said this thing. And I'm like, I literally didn't. Like, look at the subtitle color, you know, or whatever. But that's just, you know. So like, even if you do a good job, people will always like do weird shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Surely half the time it's heavenly. Yeah, if you see like the green subtitles, it's either Harka or heavenly. Yeah. Or there'll be like some lit up foogies in the bottom right corner. And they won't pay attention to which foogies are lit up. They'll just be like, oh. What you eating? I'm eating snacks, man. I'm eating snacks. I had a bunch of food earlier. I ate a little before stream. I had a bunch of pepperoni. I just wanted to eat like just pure pepperoni. Ooh. It's so good. It's so good. I ate so much over the weekend. Oh my god. So much. You're just biting on a pepperoni stick. Who eats it on like as a stick? It's sliced. What are you, crazy? I mean, that's not what I'm eating right now. That's what I ate before stream. Before stream. How did your cats handle the fireworks? They are unbothered. They don't care. They really don't care. They don't seem to even like notice. Like they just sit around and there are loud noises outside and they're just like, whatever, and they're chilling. They're fine. I did see a bunch of fireworks though. I went in and out. I spent a bunch of time standing right on a really nice spot to see like a huge fireworks display with some friends, and it smelled so bad. I the fireworks smell, the gunpowder smell is okay, but when it's like so strong because you're right near it and the wind's blowing it at you, I'm like, I took the best shower of my life that night. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was really cool to watch though. It was really nice. But then there was a point where we were like, let's go. Let's just go. You know, and we went in the pool earlier. So like it just sticks to you, you know? It's just ugh. I was good. Did you get shrapnel rain on you? Yeah, I had like actual bits of things. There were some like tiny little embers that had even fallen down from some of them. It was a lot. It was a lot. Would you say it was worse or better than the Smash Bros. Tourney at an anime con? It definitely smelled better. It was just gunpowder smell. It was just gunpowder smell, so it was okay. Hope the evenings in New York aren't too hot. No, the evenings are pretty cool, actually. Summer gets really humid, really hot on a lot of days. The weather was pretty hot, but not too bad. I felt like the weather was actually like kind of perfect as long as you were in the shade. But the nighttime, it cools down really quick. So I thought it was nice. Gunpowder does not so much smell bad as it does smell strong. Yeah, it was just a lot, right? It was just a lot. That was all. So I didn't like hate it. It was just so much that I was like, okay, the air is too thick. I gotta go. I gotta go. Connecticut's hot today, though. Let me see how hot it is today. I didn't actually go outside. Most days I do go out for a walk. I'm just gonna do one later today. Let me see. It's relatively hot. It's like 85, 86. Yeah. It's relatively hot. It's not the worst, but it's 46% humidity. Typical, right? It's always the humidity is always like that or more, you know? So people will hear like in the 80s and they'll be like, "Oh, that's not bad. You should see Arizona, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like you walk outside, it's like you're walking into a pool."
Oh, just in time for musket and blunderbuss talk.
Exactly. But yeah, it's we got that wet heat, man. We got that wet heat. And I've been everywhere. I've spent time everywhere. I've been in dry heat. It is so much more bearable. We got that thick air, wet heat. Okay. You said Arizona isn't always dry heat, lol. Are you crazy? On average, it is. Are you crazy? What, you have 2 wet days in the summer in Arizona? Okay. You think we're talking about outlier cases? No. I'm talking about the Northeast being wet like 98% of the time. It's gross, man. It is gross. We've got, like I said, it's like 46% right now. Ugh. And it's not, and it gets worse. It gets worse. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Texas got screwed with rain this week. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. You have wet heat 24/7 in Denmark. Oof. It gets bad, man. It gets bad. It's so sticky outside. Oh yeah, you're in like It didn't like just rain a lot near you, Garrick? Ugh. Ugh. Gross, man. So 65% humidity in the Great Lakes region a few weeks ago. Yeah, New York City area has been it's been bad. It's been bad, man. It's been like chlorinated pool air. It's felt like that so often. So often. You're drowning by breathing. And the worst is when you hear like your AC or central air or whatever you have working so hard to try and keep things cool, but it also is trying to pull out humidity a lot of the time, depending on the unit you have, and it is like it's working so hard, man. It's really trying. So having lived in Phoenix and now in central New York's so much more humid and gross. Phoenix humidity is for a couple hours at a time mostly. Yeah, Arizona has like these couple little like wet bits that come through, but for the most part it stays dry. Whereas like Northeast is just constant. Like it you get 2 dry days and then you're done. They're the opposite of each other, you know. It's bad. It's bad. It's terrible. Unit in your room was losing ground to the heat wave a couple weeks ago. Yeah, the heat wave that we had recently up here, I keep it very cool in here as much as I can. Because this room is always going to get hot while I'm streaming and I have my computer on and whatever. So I try to keep this whole place cooled down to like 70-ish, if not more. But what happens is in the middle of the day, I get a bunch of sunlight and heat blasting on the side of this building. It heats up in here. I have my computer on, whatever. This room ends up being like 80 something sometimes. No matter how much I try. It depends. And you know, it depends on how hot it is outside, but when it's really hot, like if it's hitting 100, this room is not going to be like 70. No matter what I do with my AC, it will not cool it down that much, so it is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Don't stop, pop that pussy, let me see you do
People
the
bragging about surviving a dry 110 when I'm stepping outside of my house in Ohio and getting immediately assaulted by humidity. At 90,
Yeah.
the dew point dictates whether I leave the house or not.
Same.
Unless it's for work.
Same. Yeah, especially when you're I don't know how close you are, like how far north you are, but like northern Ohio, when you're up near like the lake and shit, it can get real humid. A lot of air just kind of gets trapped there. A lot of rain gets dumped. It's ugh. Man. 5 blocks from Lake Erie. Yep, that'll do it. Great Lakes area gets swampy, just swampy. It's so nice other times of the year. I just don't like to be up there in the summer because it's arguably a little cooler than down here in like the New York City area because you're a little farther north, but it's a couple degrees off, if anything. Some days it's even hotter because you don't have the ocean to kind of regulate your temperature, but the humidity gets crazy. I feel like it gets trapped, whereas at least in the Northeast we have a nice wind. When it's really humid, I know it will blow through, though. It'll still be baseline pretty humid, but the worst of it will pass. So there's at least that, I guess, but I don't know. So excited for hurricane season. You know, we haven't had another like Hurricane Sandy-esque situation in a while. Can't wait. We'll see what this year brings, man. I don't know, though. I feel like last year was worse in the South, and the Northeast has been having an easier time. Like, we still get them, and they're still very bad, but we haven't had like crazy amounts of flooding like we had previously. You want to volunteer for hurricane relief, but you're still figuring out where to start? There are a lot of places where you can do it. I did. During Sandy, I was wading through water, pulling people out of houses looking for pets, you know, just going up and down blocks, checking every single house to make sure there was no one or nothing trapped in there. It's really awful work. It's really terrible. But yeah, if you want to do it, I would say definitely do it. I think it's needed. Surely it's needed, because when things are bad like that, people can't really last that long. You know, some pets can't, some people can't, depending on their age or their medical conditions, etc. So I'd recommend it. There are a lot of ways you can do it. You can, I think you can talk to your local, well, I don't know if they all do this. Some fire departments will do it, where you can talk to them and ask. And if they don't specifically let you sign up as like just a during disasters call me kind of person, some of them will be able to just kind of recommend you to whatever local place is best to do it. But I know a lot of people that have done it through the fire department. At least in New York, a lot of the fire departments locally, you can just put yourself on a list as like a disaster relief person. Like, hey, if you need an extra set of hands ever, you can call me. And they just have a calling list. And there you go. Obviously, they're going to call first the people who have various types of training or any sorts of like relevant experience, like former cop, former military, that kind of stuff, former medical, anything, you know. Hey, how much did you wait? Learn how to type. Maybe I'll answer. Who knows? When a flood is bad enough, the sewage can back up in the street, making things so much worse. Exactly. It's not just like water. It's disgusting, toxic, just completely like not safe, biohazardous water. It's not good, man. So you can't just be like, oh, people will just float out, swim out. Like, they shouldn't even be in the water. Like, their skin shouldn't even touch it if they can avoid it, you know? So it's gross. It's gross. So I was putting on the waders, you know, you put on like your rubber pants and, and you're wading through water and you're trying to get through it, trying to not touch it. And ugh, it smelled so bad, dude. It smelled so bad. I can't even begin, because it's like, it's the sewage, you know, in the water, whatever. It's the like low tide kind of stuff that you'd usually smell. All of that is getting washed up and is now being deposited around, and the water is like slowly sinking, so it's just leaving wet, gross stuff to mold. It's bad. You had bad floods in Texas? Yeah. Looked like it was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, people should learn how to deal with such situations, even if it doesn't happen to them. I think everyone should just know some factoids about every type of disaster, just in case. You never know. You never know. You could be on that one trip of your life and it's like, boom, tornado, because you're driving through the wrong spot. You know what I mean? Like, shit happens. And is your likelihood of having an issue like this high? Usually not, but you never know. And there could be like one or two things that you know that could help you. Or they always tell you like, oh, if you get pulled out by a riptide, swim parallel to shore. You have to get out of the riptide first, blah, blah, blah. Right? Like these little factoids, even if you don't know how to do it in practice, like you haven't tried, just knowing a couple things is good, right? We need a class for people that's just how to not die. And it goes over all disasters that are more than like 0.1% likely to happen. And it's like, here's what you do. Animal encounters. I saw a video the other day of a really cute cow that hopped over the neighbor's fence into a person's yard. And they were like, my neighbor's cow got out again. And the cow was like kind of getting stuck in the swing set and stuff. And there were all these people calling for them. They were like, why didn't you help it? Why didn't you go and cut the chain? You just left it there? What if it choked out? And I'm like, how are like 90% of people like, oh, go up to this distressed wild animal, near it, very close to it? I'm like, are they stupid? People don't know shit. They just don't know shit. How many people would have walked up to that cow and just gotten fucked? Like I don't know. They see two videos of some nice cows and they think they're all so used to people that you can just walk up to any cow and be like, "Oh, I love you, cow," and the cow will be like, "I love you too," or whatever. And the thing is, even if it's the nicest cow ever, it's distressed. The thing's stuck in a swing set. Like, it's not gonna look at some random person and be like, "Oh, hey," you know. And all these people who've never gotten near a cow in their lives are like, "Oh, just get up to the cow and untangle them." And I'm like, brother. It was pissing me off. Look at all the comments, man. So many people. Yeah, they think this shit is Bambi. I don't know. It weighs so much, so even if it's not trying to hit you and it's just kind of distressed and like moving around, it could just like knock you over, accidentally step on you once, and just boom, rib cracked, lung punctured, you die. Like, it's so easy for something really unfortunate to happen in that situation. So just don't. It could be a really sweet cow, you know? Yeah, what if it kicks you? What if it's not even trying? What if it's just bucking and it's just like kicking its legs out in general, hopping around? It's not even going for you and just kicks you? I mean, come on. It was a little scary to like see that, but at the same time, isn't that natural selection? So I don't know. Maybe we let people not know things or something sometimes. Like, what's the point in trying, you know what I mean? If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. If it's not this, something else is gonna get them, you know? Yeah, you worked on a farm with cows. Even the nice ones can hurt you without trying. We had one get spooked and it took down a 6-foot fence like a twig. Yeah. Yeah, they're crazy strong, man. I mean, they're big, heavy animals. They're big and heavy, and they have a lot of muscle. Okay? Even if they're relatively gentle most of the time, they have a lot of muscle. And that's just how it is. Now, I've interacted with some cows that are really sweet. I like cows a lot. Like, as an animal, I really like them. Got a friend whose family has a farm, and I've been able to just like be there and pet some cows, and they act like little dogs and stuff, and they're so cute. Whatever. But they're not like really raised for food. They're milking cows and they hang out. They're nice. I like them. But, like, I've also seen one of those get scared by something and jump and, like, knock some shit over and, like, absolutely destroy something just because it was like, oh, I'm so scared, you know? So, like, I'm not going up to a distressed cow and being like, let me save you with my supple hands. Cows can develop territorial habits and hate whoever they meet. Yeah, you never know. Goats and cows are the sweetest. I really like goats. They can be sweet, but they can also like they could be like fuck off and start like ramming you. If you've ever been in a pen that a goat doesn't want you in, it's rough, man. It's rough. Like, they can be sweet, but if they've decided they don't like you or they don't want you in that area, they will try to kick your ass. Okay? Yeah, sheep do it. Sheep do it. Oh my god. I'm kind of with you on the fuck sheep thing. They're really cute, but man, they can be assholes. They're so stupid. They can be huge assholes, man. Goats are fine, just gotta scritch them in between the horns. I don't think you've dealt with many goats. Yeah, let me go pet this goat that's pissed at me. It's trying to, like, ram me out of the pen. They get determined, man. They do. You do, man. Geese are the biggest bastards. Oh, geese are insane. Geese are insane. They're the best guard dogs you could have. The best. Moose. Bro thinks he's Dr. Doolittle. Oh, for real. For real. I want to be like Mark Wahlberg and I want to talk to all the animals. I want to talk to all of them. Look, if people think cats are evil because one cat hissed at them once, they're not gonna like real wild animals, alright? I think people just don't go outside much. They go to a zoo and they see one llama and it spits and they're like, haha, he's so quirky, so crazy. They don't get it, man. They gotta see Kevin. They gotta see Kevin from Urban Rescue Ranch to really understand that, like, animals are just fucking assholes sometimes. Even if you feed them, play with them every day, give them everything they need, you are their number one provider, they will still just fucking attack you every day. Kevin and DaBaby are kind of assholes. Yeah, DaBaby became an asshole. He was a lot sweeter before. He got older and he just, you know, he decided his route, his path in life. That's just how it is. Humans aren't that different. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Your friend has a llama named James and he's a dick. I knew this one family that they wanted to have land that was legally a farm. So that way they would pay farm amounts of tax, right? Like if you legally run a farm or a ranch because you have certain things on your property, then you pay a lot less in property tax. That's just how it is, depending on where you are, but most places. So I knew this one family way out wherever, and they had a couple of emus. They had three emus, huge, and like 2 goats. The goats, you would always see them, they were like downed logs on the property here and there. You'd always see the goats just sitting on top of the logs, just looking, staring, because they just felt the need to be on top of everything. The emus, if you went anywhere near that fence, they would come sprinting at you in anger, like frothing at the mouth, ready to kill you. And I remember, I was like, I get the whole war in Australia. I understand. Because these things, they just wanted to kill. That's all. They just were like, they would see you and they'd be like, how can I kill this person?
Never forget that
It's crazy.
Australia lost a war against emus. GEEGA PN.
And I get why. Because they're so determined. One of them was hurting itself on the fence trying to get to one of my brothers. It was like actively hurting itself. And I was like, we have to get away and walk quickly. And I was like, let's just jog away, because the more time we spend walking along, like near this fence, the more time this thing is going to be hurting itself on the fence because it's trying to get to you and try to kill you. So we like ran away, so we were far enough that it stopped trying to lunge. But this thing was like, it's crazy. It was crazy. I think it was ready to like rip its own wings off to get out of that fence and like kill my brother. Straight up. Insane. They would ignore bullet wounds until they bled out. I think emus and wild boar are like that. Those are the two that are just like, they're so determined. So determined. There are other animals as well, but those are the ones that you might actually like see around at some point. They're crazy.
Not the emus testing the fences like the velociraptors.
They were insane. Yeah, when you brought up so Kevin the bird, he actually would like, he was like cutting his mouth. He was hurting his mouth because he kept biting this part of the fence to try and get out. Because he was so pissed at everything. He was pissed all the time. And he wanted to attack people. So he'd see them and he'd start biting the fence to try and like rip a hole in the fence to get out. And he was hurting himself, but he didn't care. The aggression was so strong. He was like, I need to get out. Let me at him. He was so pissed all the time. Fucking Kevin. Fucking Kevin, man. He was just insane. Still kicking. You personally don't like hunting because you feel bad killing an animal. Boars are your exception. I'm a proponent of hunting any place where a population needs to be controlled. Right? Like if it's for conservation overall, that's why so many people are hunting deer all the time. And it's very easy to get permits to hunt deer in so many areas. There's almost nowhere in the US where you can't hunt deer. They might change up things during seasons and stuff, but they don't really have many predators. And when they're in abundance, deer will eat everything and leave nothing left for all of the other wildlife. they have to be taken out. They have to be. There are way too many. So that's why they are one of the most popular things to hunt, is because they're so abundant and they need to be gotten rid of. Their populations are way too high. Way too high. And like I said, they are destroying everything, and they're eating everything that all of the other wildlife would need to eat. So that's just how it is, man. That's how it is. Yeah, deer can destroy farms and stuff. Yeah. They're really bad with it, and there's nothing really hunting them besides people, so, you know. It's just how it is, man. They'll eat everything until even they starve themselves. They don't understand conservation. They just eat and eat and eat, and as long as there's food, they eat. They'll get fat if they need to. They don't stop eating and go, oh, I'm good right now. They just keep eating. And they eat everything, like all vegetation. And that's it. What natural predators do deer have? In most areas, none left. Wolves. Some areas, mountain lions. That's like kinda it. It used to be wolves. But nowadays, I mean, yeah, we got rid of the wolves because wolves would eat our own things. Wolves would eat our own cattle populations, things like that. So people hunted the wolves until there were like basically none. And then now now we have nothing to kill off the deer, and there are way too fucking many, and it's just, you know, a domino effect. Yeah, the wolf reintroduction has gone well in some spots, but not well in others. It's not really working out like that. It's not really working out like that. So, you know, and it's not as simple as like, oh, just release more. It's not that simple. But yeah, they're working on it. Hopefully it works out, man. But also, wolves are very dangerous. Very dangerous. So reintroducing wolves also means that you going out and hiking or doing whatever you're going to do, if you're in an area where there are wolves, now you have to be aware that there are wild wolves out there, and they will fucking kill your ass. You know, they'll actually just eat you straight up. So, you know. Yeah, mountain kids are scary when you're all alone. Oh, dude, a wild cougar will just rip your face off, man. Like, they will just see you and be like, it's time. It's terrifying, man. What if we replace the wolves with cute dogs that only hunt deer? If only, man. They're less dangerous than moose where you're at. Oh my god, moose are fucking terrifying, man. Why are moose like nature's #1 baddie as far as like North America goes? It's crazy. Them and certain bears. Shio, thank you for the raid. You get like grizzlies, wolves, and moose, and wild boar, and you just die, man. You just die. They're massive, yeah. I don't think people realize how big moose are until they see them in person. They're huge. They're absolutely huge. Yeah, moose and elk are illegal to ride into battle. If only. No, they're kind of nasty. They're kind of nasty. They can be really nice, but then if they decide that you're a threat, if it's certain seasons, they have an attitude shift. So you don't want to deal with moose. You don't. Are grizzlies super aggressive because of cubs, or are they always on smoke? They're always on smoke. Grizzlies are the worst ones to deal with. Like, if you see one, you're cooked. They always say, like, if you see a black bear, they're pussies, okay? They're pussies. They can still hurt you, but they're pussies. So you can scare black bear away. You get big and you scream and you ah at them, and you know, bear spray if you can and get rid of them. Brown bears, not grizzlies, brown bears are a bit more dangerous. They will beat you up. Those are the ones where they say play dead. And then grizzlies will kill you and eat you. Does not matter. They will chase you down. If you look like you're playing dead, they will just eat you. I mean, They're just, I mean, that's it. Yeah, and polar bears as well. They're very similar in attitude toward people. Yeah. So, yeah. Grizzlies and brown bears aren't the same. No. They're different. They're different. Let me see if I can get a little chart. Let's see if there's a good one. I don't know if there are a difference between brown bear and grizzly. Usually just the size is like a big part of it, but you can see difference in their overall look. Oh, this one helps a little. Oh, wait, here we go. Hold on, I'm trying to get a nice little chart. This one's the most important. Easiest to tell is just the fur looks different. Look at that. Look at that. Brown bear looks distinctly like chocolate brown, dark. Grizzly has this like white cast, right? Like the tips of the hair are a little different. You can also see the snout is just like thicker, like it's just a bigger snout, but I don't think most people would be able to tell the difference unless they're put side by side. But that grizzly will fuck you up. Yeah, they got frosted tips. See if I can find another one. Basically, if it has like a long snout, if like the line from its forehead out to the end of the snout is one singular line, it doesn't dip down, usually that's like a friendlier bear than one where it has more of a dip down to the nose. So it goes like forehead to the bridge of the nose, goes downward, and then straight out for the nose. If it has more of an angle there, it's a meaner bear on average. I keep seeing all these like grizzly versus black bear charts. I don't really show grizzly versus brown bear. Well, they're different. I found one chart that looks really good, but it's so tiny I can't even show it to you. Like you, if I tried to make it bigger, you wouldn't even be able to read it. They're so cute, though. I'm looking at all the pictures of them. They're cute. I think brown bears are the cutest ones. Which makes sense, because they're the least aggressive. But they got a cute little head, like a long snout and everything. I like them. I like them.
I once saw a video of a moose running about 10 miles per hour in snow that had to be at least 4 feet deep. Those monsters were clearly created without limiters.
They have those really long legs and they're very skinny, so there's not much resistance when they're moving through the snow. Think of it like water, like liquid physics, you know? They don't really have much resistance, so they're like, they're actually able to sprint. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Their knees are so high up too, so they're able to like pull their leg out more easily. They're just, dude. They're built different. They're just built different, man. Bears are cute until they're not. Any bear seen up close is not cute, typically. Even ones in captivity, like you see them open their mouth and you're like, oh. Ooh. Bear PR is crazy. Yeah, because at some point someone made teddy bears and then they tried to make bears like a cute thing for kids or something, but no thanks, I'm good.
A moose once got onto the lawn of the state capitol building in Wyoming and they had to evacuate downtown and have animal control tranquilize it.
Yeah, sounds about right. Typical. Because, like, you just don't know. Like, they'll see someone, they'll get scared, and they'll be like... Or maybe they're hungry, maybe they're angry, whatever, and they're just like, okay, well, it's time for me to just go run this person down and eat them, and they'll just do it. Finnemans, thank you for the 11 months. Thank you. Remember you mentioning killing a bear once? Was that a population control thing or a self-defense thing? That was just hunting. That was a hunting trip in an area where there were too many of them. That's all. It was a hunting trip because I wanted to hunt everything once, so long as it was not, like, in short supply. You know? I just wanted to. Have you been playing Horse Girl game? No. I don't dislike it or anything. But I played it on stream and that was it.
Polar bears are so dangerous that in Svalbard it's mandatory for people to carry with them a rifle for self-defense against polar bears.
Yeah. Honestly, you kind of should if you're going out hiking in certain types of areas. Unless you're on a very widely done path. If you're going to be out, you're going to be hunting, you're going to be... Or in areas where people hunt, I should say. If you're going to be in areas where you're going to camp, because it's that long of a trail, really wild, not a lot of people around, you probably should just always have something like that with you. Just to be safe. Just to be safe. I know some people get a little scared of firearms and stuff, but, you know, if you're going to be an outdoorsman and you want to be an outdoorsman in areas where there are a lot of really, like, dangerous wildlife that could just kill you, I mean, you should have stuff. You know, you should be ready for that. And a lot of the U.S., a lot of places that people like to go hiking and everything, there are animals like that you the only way to keep yourself safe is to get rid of them like that. Pick them out. So you just gotta, you know.
Kodiak is a cool bear. All sorts of fictional vehicles are called after them. Check out the Kodiak mech from Battletech.
Yeah. And Kodiaks are grizzlies, for the record. But yeah. If not friend, then why friendship? Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, black bears are so cute, man. They're so cute. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You go fishing a bunch, so you've been considering getting a gun that you hope you never have to use? Yeah, I look. Keep yourself safe. If you're getting it for the purpose of being able to go outside, do your outdoor hobbies, but keep yourself alive because there are predators, that's a good thing. You should do that. Absolutely. 100%. Just register it. Do everything properly. Take a course to make sure you know what you're doing with it. You know how to be safe with it. Store it and transport it legally the way you're supposed to. Right? I know some states are different, but you keep it in a case and you have, like, you know, the firearm itself in your trunk, and then you have a separate case of ammo in the front of the car or something like that, right? Like, separate. Like, there are rules in different areas. Just make sure you do it properly. But for your own safety, yeah, if you're going out and you're very into fishing and you end up going out to areas that are very wild and you know, yeah, there are like large bears around and stuff like that, you should keep yourself safe. 100%. And if you want to get into those things but you don't want to own something like that, you can hire other people. Obviously you have to spend more money, but you can hire other people to go with you. You know, there are people where their whole job is to just go out with people, sit there, fish with them, hunt with them, whatever, but they have, you know, whatever weaponry and bear spray and all these things that are needed. And, you know, they're called different things in different areas, but you can just do that. You can do that, hire guides and stuff to go with you. So that's an option as well, you know? So if you don't want to own that kind of stuff yourself, that's totally okay. There are people that have that. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Said, wait, bears can swim to my boat? Yes! Bears are really good swimmers, man. You ever see videos of them swimming? They have videos where they put like a camera underwater so you can see them diving down to go and like grab some salmon. They don't just walk in a river that's like shallow and catch salmon in the air. They just get in the water. They can climb trees. That's another thing. They're like, oh, get in a tree and a bear can't get you. Some of them can just climb up and get your ass, okay? Like, they also stand really tall, so they don't have to be really good at climbing. They just need to be able to stand tall enough to grab a branch and then hoist themselves up, and they can do that. Yeah, black bears especially. Black bears shoot up a tree, like insanely fast. Yeah, they jump high, etc. So, you know, people are like, oh, just climb a tree, the bear can't get you. Completely untrue. Completely untrue. They can get you easily. Yeah, grizzlies pop the double jump. They do. The user strength to shake the tree. Yeah, they're smart enough that they'll do stuff like that. Exactly. Just don't, man. Just don't. I mean, the only option is to carry something on you where you can neutralize the target if you have to, right? Are black bears the less aggressive
The
ones?
Geegler.
Thank you for the bits, OG. Appreciate that bits, guys. We do have a hype train. Ooh, well, that's going. That reminds me. I wanted to show the results from last month. Now that it's the first Sunday of the month. Let me get it. Let me get it. I gotta scroll to it.
The Geegler.
Okay, we had. Here we go. Okay, when I did the restart, we closed out last month with the following points. Let me get a screenshot. So in first was the Monsters faction with 41,660 points, which is a lot. In second was a bit of a gap, Creatures with 36,608 points, and then close third, Undead 35,021 points. Let me show. Boom. So these numbers here, this was last month. Okay, that was where we ended up. That was where we ended up, dude. Nick, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Nimu. Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. I'm going over our 3 factions for last month, how they did. Just started. We were talking about bears and how they will climb into a tree and eat your ass. Not in a nice way at all. Like, they'll kill you. Don't do it. Stay safe. Anyway, here's how the factions did last month. All right. So, Monsters, you guys won. Let me get the top 10.
As an actual boomer and hunter, let me compliment you on all this accurate and helpful information. The outdoors are fun. Go hike safely.
Exactly. I mean, look. You don't got to tell people anything. They can Google it, you know, and see that I'm right. They can see videos of people getting picked out of trees by bears. Like, they'll be able to find it if they look for it. The information's out there, man.
You simply don't go outside and the bears and emus of the world can't get you. It's too hot anyway. Faction redeems chat.
So true, Glorpus. All right, here are the top 10 people, point earners from last month. In a disgustingly wide gap first. We like a scary gap. We have Ren with 5,954, which, if you look at the difference in points between Monsters and Creatures, might have basically made the win happen. Just saying. So that's Ren. Next up, we have Meowsers with 1,226. Then we have 5 creatures in a row. We have Bite, Farah, Dandroth, Ruff, Lynn, all holding up the creatures end there. If I add you together, still not equaling Red's points. Oh. Hi, Trey. Finally home after 2.5 months. Congrats on everything. Thank you. Hey, that was a long-ass trip you took, Trey. That was 2.5 months. That's insane. After that, we have Cobalt with the Undead, 995 points. Sorry, I'm dying. That's the Blind and Roomcat.
The Geegler.
The
It's not bad.
GEEGA.
It's not bad. Creature's not bad. You had 6 people on the leaderboard. Not terrible at all. All right. And then we have our most wanted. Our most wanted. We actually didn't have too many people losing points this last month. Getting taxed or fined for bad behavior or posting something that I hated in offerings or anything like that. Just a few people. EXO, resident artist, wonderful artist lost 50 points for an offering, I think. I think it's because they drew me as Labubu, and I hate Labubu. I don't like Labubu. And I said I didn't like Labubu on Twitter, so then they drew me as Labubu after I said I didn't like it, so they lost points. Boom. Leshen lost 40, Doc lost 40. Ryuko, one of our own mods, and Newt, another one of our own mods, each losing 10 points. For whatever reason. Okay, we have Zyra, and Zyra's like totally real username, also losing 10. Naira's losing 10. The other three, I mean, you guys got like a mod was like, let me take 2 points from you. Mods, yeah, you guys can be meaner. Feel free, okay? Feel totally free to just rip points out of people's hands in the future. I approve. I approve. But as a reminder, when you gift subs and do things like that, you do get points. So that's one way you can climb up on the leaderboard. You can also just do stuff in the Discord. You can participate, and simply participating gets you points. So just hanging out. We have the quest board now, which I've been really, really liking. So if you complete anything, whether it's good or not, if you just are active and complete anything on the quest board in the Discord, you get points. Like one of the best ones is the seal song "Kiss from a Rose." One of our board posts is just record yourself singing "Kiss from a Rose." It doesn't even have to be good, just do it. You know, like stupid shit like that. Or if we have an emote request, I was like, I need an emote for the word flashbung. Make one. We've got some really funny shit. You should just look through the board, honestly. There's some awful submissions in there, and it's funny as hell. We also have some submissions in there that are like way too good. Yeah, that was the winner right there. See that one? That's flashbung. Meowsers made that one. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, make sure you do the quest board. It's fun. It's fun. And then, of course, we have offerings. We have offerings, which I want to open. Let me grab them. I'll grab them. A bunch of them were from the end of last month, but we're going to roll them into this one. Hold on, let me get it set up. We got a whole slideshow and everything. Got a whole thing. Let me make sure I'm caught up. I am. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go here for this. Right over here.